There we go. Welcome back to MTG Foretold. We are doing Izzet Spellementals, because why not? Because we see it all the time on the ladder. It's really annoying if you're a creature deck. I mean, I hate it so much facing against this. So I was like, fine, you know what, let's see what we can do with it. So, what this deck is built around, if you don't know, is essentially having cheap instance and sorcery speed interactions. Let me fix these lands. Okay, there we go. And getting them into the graveyard, and then essentially we are casting things for cheap, which is due to things like Earth Elemental. So it's X less, depending on instant, sorcery, and or adventure cards, which obviously we're going to have a lot of that. So you can basically cast it for 1 red eventually. And Dimir Crab, same thing. But it's a flash, and it could tap up to 2 target creatures. So you can essentially cast this for 2 blue. And then Thunderflock, which is X less to cast, where X is the greatest mana value among elementals you control. And if you cast it, it returns all non-elemental creatures to their owner's hands. So you can essentially cast this with this kind of deck, or also 2 blue. So you're basically cheating out really expensive cards because of all the quick interactions that we have to fill up the graveyard really fast. So essentially we are a graveyard deck. If you run into decks that mess with the graveyard, you're going to have a little bit of an issue because you're going to have to start casting these for like pretty much what their mana costs are. But yeah, let's get into it. So we got 4 opt, obviously cheap, and allows you to kind of pick what you need. 4 sleight of hand, again, another cheap interaction to get draw and fill up your graveyard. 4 Spell Pierce is just to stop those non-creature spells from triggering. 4 Burst Lightning, pretty self-explanatory, deal with creatures or just go to the face to the opponent. 2 copies of Get Out. Now this works for both ways. We actually can use both pips really well. So we can obviously counter a target creature or enchantment spell. Or we could return 1 or 2 target creatures and or enchantments we own to our hand, which is great because that means we can return our Dimir Crabs and then like recast them to get the trigger, etc., etc. Same thing with like Thunderflock and all that fun stuff. 1 copy of Seer just to deal with a creature or a planeswalker. 3 copies of Prismari Charm. I really like this card in this deck because you can either fill your graveyard to get those cheaper elemental costs, or you can do some damage to targets, 1 or 2 targets, 1 damage, or you can return a non-land permanent to an owner hand. Again, this is a highly tempo-based deck, so this card fits really well with the tempo scheme. 3 copies of Weird Night Stories. This is going to be one that we can essentially, when we have it in the graveyard, we cast it for basically 1 blue to get either 2 cards or 1 card, depending on what you decide to pick. So a really good way to draw into the things we need. 2 copies of Color Storm Stallion. This is one of the newer cards from Secrets of Strixhaven. And this is actually really good. So it's 3 mana for a 3/3 with Ward 1 and Haste. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +1/+1 to end of turn. And then if 5 or more mana was spent to cast a spell, you create a token that's a copy of this creature. I don't think we'll actually be really getting the 5 or more mana thing, except we do have Traumatic Critique. Could essentially put a little bit more Traumatic Critique to potentially get that effect, but this is a deck that you kind of want to move fast with, so we're just mainly using it just as a tempo piece. 4 copies of Earth Elemental. Again, we spoke about this a little bit briefly, but essentially you can get this into the graveyard, stuff in the graveyard, and then you can cast this for 1 red. I don't think we'll ever be using the sorcery part, unless we literally have nothing in our hand, then that's probably the only way. Dimir Crab, we all know this. If we're on the ladder, we see this all the friggin' time. It's a very powerful card. If you have creatures, they can tap up to 2 creatures, and it's a flash spell, and if they cast it for cheap, it's a 5/5 for essentially 2 blue if they have enough stuff in the graveyard. 3 copies of Thunderflock. And again, this is very powerful. Could push all your creatures back to the owner's hand, so anything that's not an elemental anyway. So this doesn't work against like Moonshadow. So if you face against again, we'll see that. We cannot push it to their hand, but still, most things we run into are not going to have elementals, so it does help for a lot of reasons. And it's a flyer, 5/5, pretty good. Even without that piece, it's still, you can essentially get for 2 mana for that. That's pretty loaded. 2 copies of Traumatic Critique, another new card from Seekers of Strixhaven. This does X damage to any target and draw 2 cards and discard a card. So essentially, it's just stitched together from like, you know, a little more of an expensive shock, I guess you can say. Or I should not shock, but like abandoned attachment. That would be a better way to say it, because that's like a lessons card where you draw 2 cards and discard a card. But then you can also do damage with the X portion, so you can burst someone if you have enough mana. Yeah, just the typical lands that you would have in an Izzet deck. Nothing too crazy or fancy. So this deck obviously performed really well, but I'll talk more about the deck and my thoughts on it at the end of the video, and let's get into it. Well, we have things, might as well keep it. Right, we can do Sleight of Hand. I think we take that. Hopefully we can get lands to cast it. Of course, why would I not get screwed over? Yeah, my greed always gets me. Okay, well, that's good. I think we just do Winter Night Stories. No. We'll get rid of that. Dragon, okay. Alrighty then. Let's see, if we hardcast this. I think I know what to do. Well, actually, let's just do Sleight of Hand. We'll take that. Alright. Oh, and he has Charring Bite, of course. That's fine, we have Spell Snare, so we can counter that. Is that all he's casting? Alright, let's see here. We will get down the Hearth Elemental. And then let's cast this. Well, I'll Burst Lightning, so that's pretty cool. No, that's actually something we could use. Interesting, we could also, I think we get rid of the Spell Pierce. And I guess one of these. I need to fix my art. Whenever a dragon enters, so let's just get rid of this guy now. And you'll probably cast Nova Hellkite. Which is fine. Or he may try to cast the Charring Bite, which we have a spell snare for. Let's see what he does. Yep. I'm waiting for it. That's what I was waiting for. He still has 4 mana, so if he has another one in his hand, he can still kill it. Okay. Wow, he's really gonna blow all of this stuff on it, huh? Okay. Wow. Okay. That is a thing you can do. Wow, he really went all out for that. Okay. Interesting. I'm a little confused, but okay. Sure. If he casts the Nova Hellkite, we'll just get out. Just counter it. And oh wait, I can't counter it because he has the thing, right? Yeah, he has. That's fine then. What we will do is this. And it should be GG. There we go. Not a bad hand. Let's hope we draw into some stuff. I have never seen that card before. Wow, okay. So it's some sort of an artifact deck. Oh, come on, I need this, but I also need lands. Oof. I don't have a choice, do I? I have to keep it. I can't risk not having any creatures. You know, it's pretty iffy, but yeah. I think we just get rid of this now. I'm not even gonna mess with that. And we have a spell snare if he casts a 2 mana cost thing, so let's hope he does. Another Magitech, okay. I see the vision and I respect it. And, you know, that's what I get for not taking the land, right? Or trying to get a land. Now I'm being punished. There we go. Okay. The house grows hungry, okay. Sure. I think we go for an opt. I don't know if this is actually doing anything right now. Okay, we get this down again. That is more than fine. Let me discard Winter Night Stories. I'll take that. I'm hoping it casts something, like... How many do you have? Like, you just have 4, or is it more than that? This is kind of awkward because our graveyard is going to be removed, so we kind of have to cast everything now. So let's do that. No, let's get rid of these two. And I think we just blast everything away. Yep, now we're gonna lose Weird Night Stories and all that stuff, yep. That's why I did that, because I knew that was gonna happen anyway. A most helpful Weaver, okay. Sure. If he casts the Magitech Infantry, which he's going to, yeah. We can at least kill two. Wait, what? I am so confused what this deck is. Oh, it's something different, I guess. It's kind of nice, actually. Alright, we're gonna just kill these two things here. I guess you could just have any number of these in your deck. I guess it's just 4, maybe, I don't know. I'm a little confused as to what his game plan is. I thought it was gonna be like an artifact deck, but it's not. A Terminus of Return, okay. There's a vision here, I can respect it. Oh, okay. There is a vision here. That is for sure. Unfortunately, that vision is gonna lead to his death. Interesting deck, though. I'm not sure what it's going for. We have Sleight of Hand, we have some stuff we can do, and it's gonna be a Landfall deck, so always good to have stuff to kill. We'll just take that. That is more than fine with me. Does not do anything yet. Okay, we can just hold off. Mossborn Hydra, that's great. Love to see it. We'll keep that. My question is, do we wait? Because if we do, we can cast... Let's see, we have 4 lands. Maybe we just, I'm gonna send a cast it now, it's fine. The idea, anyway, will be to constantly tap the Eddy Merc with the Eddy Merc Crab anyway. Oh, okay. Let's attack and see what he does. I'm curious to see if he's going to drop something big. Earthbender Ascension doesn't really do much. However, we could bounce that, right? You can just bounce it. Just slow his roll. And then we bounce... Actually, hold on. Maybe we hold on to this. Actually, wait. No, because we want to fill up our graveyard. Then we'll just bounce it. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna have a lot of Dimir crabs down. Now, if he can get at least more than 4 creatures out, then... Or actually, would that even matter? Not sure. Okay. Actually, nah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think this is GG already. Does he have something that you can play? Let's see. Okay. Sure. Does he have an elf you can play? If he does not, this is GG. And just to make sure, yeah, I would make sure even more with the Stallion. Oof. I don't think we can keep this. We'll keep this, though. I think we'll get rid of that. I keep forgetting to fix my lands. The art. Okay. Weapons manufacturing, okay. We'll start spamming our burst lightnings next turn, that way we can at least get the Dimir crab out. I mean, if he wants to waste all his mana, that's great. Okay, it's a caretaker's talent, that's not a concern right now. I shocked that in just to scare them. This is a different deck. Haven't seen this kind of deck before, but okay. Sure. What else do you got? That it? I think we just do it all. That way we can start getting our crab out soon. Yeah, we will take a land because we can then cast our crab. I think I'm okay with this being blocked for now. I'd rather wait until he has something else out, and he may do a board wipe, so I'm not going to put out my crabs just yet. This is looking like some sort of deck that would do that. Yep, as I thought. I wish you could untap creatures, that'd be funny. A weird counterspell. Is that it? Whoops. Alright, let's cast this. If he has another split up, that could be a problem. If he has Elspeth, that's great. Okay. Let's see exercise a lot more lately, which is interesting. Okay. Well, I guess I will do that. Does he have a get lost? No? Okay. Again, I'll wait. It doesn't look like he has a get lost. If he did, he probably would have used that already. If he uses the Fountain Port to make a token, then that's a good sign. Legion Extruder, okay. That doesn't do anything right now. I guess he's just gonna blow everything on... Wow, how many does he have? Clearly he doesn't have any other way to kill things, which is good. Okay. Sure. Interesting. Well, that's good. That could be very useful. Let's see what he does. Whoop! Alright, let's cast Winter Night Stories, fill up our hand here. No, we have to get rid of these, unfortunately. Actually, that's kind of funny, we do have, lethal, so... As long as we can survive next turn, we have lethal. The question is, can we survive next turn? Because he's doing a lot of things right here. We actually may be dead on board. Let's see. 6 damage, 8 damage. He has 8 damage right now. Yeah, we actually might lose this. Lordy. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Not much I can do about it. I was a little shy of having the mana to kill him. Yeah, I guess we keep this. Got plenty of spell snares. Looks like we're gonna need it. I'm gonna cast an Umbral Collar Zealot. Well, that's good enough. Let's see what else he's got. Moonshadow, I can't do anything against that right now. Why does it star and Gorehound in a... Well, I guess Moonshadow will get buffed from that, that's true. That makes sense. That's good. Need to fill up the graveyard. Winter Night Stories. Yeah, I guess we can get rid of Center Block. I think 1 is enough. Hopefully. Art and Academic, yeah. Seems legit. So I think we cast a Burst Lightning on the Academic. Into an Eddie Mercrab next turn. If he has a Kulba Root, yeah, it's gonna be a little nasty, but we just have to finish the game ASAP. That is the plan. And then we can do a Sunderflock, can't we? Do we just do that now? I think we do. Oh, it's an elemental. Ha! Let's see. If I get another blue, that'd be nice. Grixis Elemental could be interesting. Add a Moon Shadow. That'll give you a pretty nice early game too. We'll take that. If he doesn't have a way to kill me this turn, or kill one of my creatures this turn, he'll lose. But we'll see. He has Mardu, so you can have some stuff. But if he's going all in on the Surveil discard, he probably won't have anything. But we'll see. He's thinking. Okay.
I can talk my way out of it.
If he just brings back something from the the graveyard, that's fine with us. He can't even cast the Gorehound now. So he wouldn't have a way to block any of the creatures. But it's still possible. No, he's no, okay, so that's what he's doing. Cool. So we should be good then.
No slacking off.
Unless he has like an erode. That's possible, I guess. If he has a road, that would kind of mess us up too. Oh, does he have an erode? Oh, okay, so he does have a black, that's fine. That's fine because we're just gonna do this then. Yeah, I think that's the best. Yeah, and that's GG. Either their name is ironic or they actually just play all the meta decks. I guess we'll find out. Requiting Hex, okay. Well, we're just gonna do this then. Yeah, we definitely don't need lands. I guess we'll take the op though. If he wastes his turn to destroy that, that's fine. Okay, he does not. Interesting. Is Seer needed? I don't know if it is. At the rate that it's looking, probably not. So I think we just do this. Insult the star charts, no. I got plenty of spell snares, that's for sure. Alright, I guess we just cast this guy. I'm gonna scare him. He might have a board wipe, too. That's fine. Can't do anything about that. Alright, board wipe incoming. He doesn't have a board wipe? If he just has like 2 mana spells, then that's not going to be good for him. I think we just actually hold on. Let's just attack and see what he does. Okay. Mm-hmm. He must not have a board wipe, otherwise he probably would have used it. Yep. Wow, he... Interesting. Okay. Alright. Doesn't really stop us that much, honestly. We have a lot of things. Okay, that actually doesn't do anything. Alright, ball's in your court. That should be GG. Yeah, there we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As you see, this deck performs very well. There's a reason why it's played quite frequently on the ladder and in leagues and all that stuff. This deck struggled against some weird decks, though. So I didn't upload all the videos that I did with this deck, but there was like, you saw the one in the video with the Boros artifacts, and then there was also like an Orzhov control that just was like stealing all my cards with outrageous robbery. I don't know. There's like, for some reason, I just could not deal with that that deck. So I think this deck probably will struggle against things like Jeskai control too. I think controlled deck, like full-on control decks, are where this will struggle because you're not getting the benefits of the Eddimer Crabs tapping or the Sunderflock, you know, pushing everything away out back into the hands, non-elementals. And even though, yeah, we do have a lot of spell pierces and we do have, you know, all the stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird because when I play against the deck, I guess I always play decks that struggle against this one because I do play a lot of control, but also, it's like anything with flash, I seem to get messed up on, but I'm not sure. It's hard to articulate into words what the issue I had with this deck was against some weird decks. Nothing like really meta, I guess. This does well against meta decks, as you saw the last video too, with like the Dimir. Probably it was an Excruciator deck, I'm not sure, or just we were able to beat them pretty easily. But yeah, I mean, overall, this deck is solid. If you have the cards, I'd say go on and play this. And considering it being more of those top tier decks, there actually isn't too many rares in this. So this is actually, oddly enough, one of the more budget decks that are well played in the meta. Because really, you just have Sunderflaw, Color Storm Stallion, and Weird Night Stories, and Traumatic Critique. So 4 rares that you can honestly switch them out for other things. You don't have to have those cards. I think they just help, but this is probably the only one that's really necessary, I think, to have in an Elementals deck. But other than that, you can kind of get away with like cheaper cards if you don't have the Royal cards for it, if you just don't want to craft them. But yeah, you know, this is more on the budget end, honestly, and it's very, very strong for what it is, especially in that realm. It's not full of tons of rares and mythic rares that you gotta spend a lot on. So that's another benefit to this deck, and it's consistent. Typically, you know, you'll run into the cards that you need because we have a lot of 4-ofs, which is good. Keeps the deck pretty consistent. But that's all I have. I'll have a link in the description for this version below at Moxfield as typical, and I will see you in the next video.